Shabbat Shalom everyone. It's all about the eagles, as you can see here. I've got a picture of an eagle, and this week's Parsha very much is connected to the eagle, the Nesher, as it's known in Hebrew. We're learning all about the faith that we should have in Hashem in this week's Parsha. The way we're going to compare the eagle to how Hashem protects the whole of Am Yisrael, how an eagle protects his young. Hashem protects us and puts us under his wings. In fact, in this week's Parsha, it's related over in chapter 32. I'll say the pasuk in English, where the verse number 11 is going to state, like an eagle who rouses his nest, fluttering over his young, he extends his wings, grasps them, and he bears them on his wing. So this shows the compassion that God, Hashem, has upon Am Yisrael. Just like an eagle has compassion over his young, Hashem has compassion, huge amounts of compassion for Am Yisrael also, as we can see inside this week's Parsha. And we see that one of the messages of the eagle over here is how he treats and loves his young. It's how Hashem actually also loves his young, which is Am Yisrael also. Actually, Rashi, the commentator, is going to comment within regards to that pasuk and states that God used compassion and sympathy when dealing with the Jewish people in the same way that the eagle is compassionate with his children. That's what the commentator Rashi says. He further adds, the eagle does not enter his nest suddenly, rather he makes noise from afar in order to rouse his children so that they will be capable of receiving him. He flutters over his young, but does not press himself on them. He hovers, touching yet not touching. God acted the same way when he gave the Jewish people the Torah. He didn't use full power. He didn't want to scare them. Over there, the eagle takes care of his young, and just like that, Hashem protects us in everything that we do. And that's one of the blueprints within regards to the Torah, is emunah in Hashem with everything we're dealing with. Obviously, we've got to keep the 613 Tariag mitzvot. However, we should also have emunah in Hashem. That was one of the themes within regards to heavenly bread, the man, which we learn about if we cast our minds back in Sefer Shemot, in Parshat B'Shalach, that we had to have faith every single day for the 40 years when we were in the Midbar, that we will get food, we will get our sustenance, and he would rain down bread every day, and on Erev Shabbat he would rain down a double portion also. It was a building, an exercise of emunah every single day. A story is illustrated in the Tanakh, in the Torah, Nevi'im, and Ketuvim, within regards to one of the famous great kings, Hizkiyahu HaMelech. At the time, it was Sancherib and his army, the Assyrian army. They came and they wanted to make a siege against Am Yisrael, and they had hundreds and hundreds of thousands of army officers. Sancherib did, and it looked destitute. It looked like it was there was no way of Hizkiyahu winning this war. In fact, he donned sackcloth, and everyone was petrified. However, the prophet Isaiah came to Hizkiah Melech and said, "Don't worry about it. Hashem is gonna give you the salvation, and you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to fight them. You don't have to do anything. You are going to win the war." He promised Hizkiah, the king, Hizkiah Melech. This is what Isaiah the prophet did. So Hizkiah Melech came and said, let's all go to sleep. Let's all go to sleep tonight. We're not going to fight. We go to sleep. And it was also on the Leil HaSeder, where they wanted to practice, do the Pesach night and everything else. We're going to keep what we need to do. We're going to go to sleep, and Hashem is going to protect us. He had full emunah in Hashem, just like the prophet urged him. And what happened in the night time? 180,000 members of the Assyrian army were slain, and they were defeated. And it just went to sleep. He had total faith in Hashem. He listened to the prophet. And that's a message. We're in the Yamim Noraim now. We're going to come to Yom Kippur at the moment. And that's one of the things that we should do. We've got to do our hishtadlut, put our effort in everything that we're doing throughout the time. We've got to keep all the mitzvot. There's no excuses whatsoever. But we've got to do our best. And at one stage, if we do our hishtadlut, and we do everything we can, we have total responsibility. We're not negligent. We don't do a second-rate job. We do a top job. Then it's up to Hashem. Everything else is. We've done our best in everything we could. We don't cut corners within regards to Avodat Hashem. The way we're treating other people. We do our best. Then it's up to Hashem the result. If we might say that, look, what happened at the end, we didn't get what we wanted at the end, but it's for the best at the end. Maybe it was not going to happen. Maybe it's not the best thing in the long-term picture for that specific person. So we've got to do our best, and Hashem will actually provide for us our equilibrium, our zenith, everything that we are looking for. And that's all that we can do. And that's very much a message that eagle gives. The way the eagle protects his young, Hashem protects us. We've got to obviously do our hishtadlut and everything else, but Hashem has the best for us. He protects us. We're under His wings, Hashem's wings. And as we come to Yom Kippur, we push ourselves to the limit with everything that we do. And Bezrat Hashem, we will see much atzlacha, much salvation, and we'll come inside Yom Kippur with davening, and we're crying and crying the hearts to Hashem for everything that we want. And Hashem is going to listen and bestow on us kindness. I'd like to dedicate this in memory, a Lilu Nishmat, of a good friend of mine. His mother passed away only about a week ago. Her name was Brenda Frame. Her father's name was Sidney Don. So Brenda but Sidney Don, and please do Tehillim in her memory, say brachot in her memory, and may this be a big protection for her, and hopefully she is in a good place at the moment, and I'm sure she is. And we're just going to hear good news for his family, and many brachot, many blessings we're going to do in her memory, in her sochot. So Shabbat Shalom, make the most of it, and remember, Hashem is protecting us over and guiding us to everything we do, and we've got to guide everyone else. We've got to do our best, and also encourage others. We've got so many people out there we can put under our wings and help those people that need help. We can go out of our way to become like Kanfei Nesharim, to spread our wings to other people and to influence them for the positive and bring them closer to Hashem. So Shabbat Shalom and take care.